Oh, hi, you guys, and welcome to the new campaign, the new premiere of Wizards and Wardrobes. If you guys want to get involved in the action, these are the links you need. Come now, Nightbot. Nightbot might be down. Okay, well, we have a Discord server. I'm sure the link will be up when the bot gets working again. We also have a Twitter. If you guys want to contact me, Twitter is the best place to do it. It's Scraticus_. And if you send me a DM, I will get you into one of our many one-shots. We also have a YouTube, which is not as which is a little different, but hey, what can we do? We also have a Patreon and some other merchandise, including our new logo, this thing here. So, very worth checking that out. Yeah, Nightbot's down. Okay. Well then, without further ado, let's go and grab the guys. Oh, hi, you guys. You're live.
Hey!
Hey!
What's up?
So,
Hello, chat.
why don't we go round, introduce our characters, and then we'll set the scene. Now, Tahina, I'd like you to go last. So let's start with Charlie. Oh, hi, Charlie.
Hi. Do you want us to talk about how we got to where we are, or no? Just
You can talk about how you got to where you are up until the interplanar travel.
yes. All right. So, for this campaign, I will be playing a Kenku called Dave Tulip. And Dave began this adventure by jumping off of a roof with her family, as is the nightly tradition as Kenku seek the gift of flight, something that was stolen from them in their creation. And as normal, she kind of cast Featherfall so that she didn't splat into the ground. However, there was no ground as she descended, and she found herself in the middle of a jungly temple. And there was all sorts of strange trials and tribulations on our way through, and we eventually ended up in a strange pocket dimension with a very strange character who seemed to insist that we should go through his wardrobe. When a member of the team led the way, Dave was quick to follow along with a pot of tea, because, you know, one doesn't just leave tea behind. And yeah, so that is who I'm playing, where I am, and what happened so far. Dave.
Fantastic. Sorry, I had the chat bug. So, chat, I can see you now. Welcome all. Next up, Chorus.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be playing Kellic Bonewalker. I'm a Goliath barbarian, and I was part of Dave's party, and we were kidnapped by this old doddering fool and shoved into his wardrobe, and now we are stuck doing his bidding, as far as I can tell.
Next, we welcome Crit. Hi, Slade.
Hi. So I'm returning as Lucian Caveborn, the tiefling hermit, whose misfortunes never seemed to cease when he lost his eye, and it got replaced by a mini skull, then got stuck in a hole, stuck in another hole, and then pushed through a wardrobe, where we now find him smack bang in the middle of, let's say, Schitt's Creek.
Also briefly set on fire, but that was an accident.
Well, the hashtag for this character, what could possibly go wrong next?
And so, last of all, we welcome Tahina. Now, Tahina, could you describe at least the build-up to this in reasonable detail from Forzia's point of view?
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Tahina and I play Forja Flamehair, a fire genasi druid who lives in the desert, and the desert is all she knows. And she was minding her own business, creating weapons out of bone and glass, when suddenly this stone started to glow and a geyser erupted, and she never saw so much water in one go. And four others appeared before her, a Triton, and who made a pact with a sea witch, a human rogue, a dwarven rogue, and an Eladrian barbarian. And she was trying to figure out what to do with them, and after a while she was convinced that they were some form of blessing or gift sent to her by the desert. And because they wanted to get home, and the only way was they were brought by magic, so she thought, well, let's bring them to the orcs. Those are the only ones who are not opposed to using magic. And things ended with them trudging 3 days through the desert, and then conversing with the orc warband war chief and convincing her that her companions were mighty warriors. I would like to quote Sedash from last game, "Warriors don't cry." And they ended up fighting in an arena against other teams to prove that they are worthy of becoming part of the warband. And it ended with some assassins attacking, and all of them disappeared mysteriously. As mysteriously as they came, they were suddenly gone. And the only one who was left was Loyosh, a dwarven rogue he almost fell in the arena, but Forja revived him. And that was the last scene when we cut out that she was bending down, curing him while orcs were slaughtering the last assassin that was left standing in the arena floor.
So as you are in the arena, orcs surround you, now hostile, pointing their weapons towards you.
Okay.
You led them here.
I stand up and my fiery hair crackles around my head and my hand bursts into flame. I did most certainly not let them here. You said you have been hunting them and killed 2 of their numbers in a sacrifice. I think they came for vengeance.
If that is so, then how comes your friends are not here too? How have they disappeared with the assassins?
I don't know how they disappeared, but one of them is left, I say, and point at the dwarf. Do you know anything? And I look down at Loyosh.
As you look at Loyosh, his form begins to melt and mold, becoming shimmering, until he begins to seep into the sand like water.
I try to grab hold of him, extinguishing the flame first.
It's like grabbing jelly.
Ooh.
As you pick it out of the sand and it just oozes through your fingers. War horns begin to rise around the orc camp in chase of the assassins. And Dave, Kellic, and Lucian, outside the camp, you appear in the air and land in the sand near this very hostile-looking warband who are blaring war horns.
Oh dear.
Oopsie daisy.
Kellic is gonna swiftly, blink, and is gonna look around at the orcs, and then he's gonna grab his old great sword and move closer to his companions, looking very concerned and cautious.
Dave is gonna flap her wings and make a minor illusion of a stone that she can hide behind.
Lucian just drops down and looks around, just. Oh. Slowly edges back.
They appeared somewhere outside, right? I don't see them inside the arena.
Mhm.
I will look at the slushy in my hands and get back up and puff myself up to look very intimidating. And then I say to the orcs, the fight in the arena is a holy fight, and that the assassins interrupted it on your ground means that the blessing of the desert had been taken back. So I suggest you go and do what you do best and hunt them. I brought you this blessing, and they attacked us in your camp, no less.
This is not how it ends, Forja.
What do you think how this will end? I say, and that's the fire burst brighter around
It is
me.
true. It is true that we have assassins to tackle right now. But our next meeting may not be so peaceful. And the war chief takes her glass scimitar, which you have
Brought for her?
bought for her,
Hmm.
and jumps on a nearby mount, a lizard mount. I'm not sure. I mean, you would probably know a name for it. I'm going to call it a gruel, and begins riding off towards where the assassins left. Outside the camp, you guys can see the warband moving towards you.
Do they seem hostile, or are they aware of where we are?
They do indeed seem hostile. They are riding to war, kicking up dust, doing...
I'm gonna turn to the other two. It's like, damned wizard, where did he put us? He'd send us to our deaths. But if we should die here today, we should meet death fully.
Yeah, maybe not. Dave? We're
Great. Where the hell are we?
Stay behind me. Work your magics.
magic. Yeah, I cast longbow.
I'm just gonna rev up my old greatsword, which is kind of just rusty and it's well kept, but it seems really old. It's got a wooden pommel, and he's just gonna wait for the one of these warband guys to come near and before he attacks.
So leaving this camp are scores of orcs, many orcs.
Oh, so there's a lot of them. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna look around and see if there's any sort of like cliffs anywhere that we could try to lose them on foot nearby.
Nearby there is a small stone with a tent sort of like canopy set up on top of it.
A tent? Weird. I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna turn to the group and point out, oh, that's our best bet right now. And if they do still see us, we can at least make a stand there. The high ground is always good to have.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Dave?
Okay. Now let's start sprinting.
And as they sprint, Dave is gonna cast Mage Armor on herself.
It's very selfish, Dave. There's other people to consider.
I'm gonna stand behind. Well, I'm gonna stay behind them as they move. Try to keep myself between them and the war band.
Okay, fantastic. So you guys can run across to this small camp very easily. This looks, there's a rug on the floor. This looks a lot like perhaps a trader's camp. There's a small like table for meetings and that sort of thing. Rug, a few wares in bags around.
I suggest you both see if there's something here that we could use, perhaps any sort of explosive or thing that we could use to our advantage.
Yeah, I think that's an absolutely great idea, and I'm gonna hide under the table.
And I'm just gonna stay outside the tent, just keeping an eye on the warband.
Go for a penny! And then Dave's gonna dive under the table with Lucian and hide.
Dave, this table isn't big enough for both of us. Maybe you should hide under the rug. They'll never see you, Dave.
Dave like crawls back out, grabs the rug, and just
Forja, as the warband leave, what do you do?
I watch them go, and I keep up my fire to not tempt them to attack me. And then I will go to the holding cells that we have now dubbed preparation rooms after the insistence of the others. And I will take a look there to see if Selash and the others, if there is slush on the ground as well.
There is no sign of them.
In Primordial, I hiss, "This is all very, very curious. Why would the desert send them to me and then take them away again? I don't understand." I will leave the arena grounds then and walk back to the meeting area where I presented the war chief with the scimitar. And grab the rest of my stuff and get out of here before the orcs think that hunting druids belongs on the table today.
Thank you very much to Cleric of Cord, who donates a nat 20 to everyone. And
Ooh.
I rolled for the advantage and disadvantage that Charlie redeemed. They both went to Chorus.
Wait, disadvantage and advantage?
I had this button thing appear on my Twitch, and I was just quietly clicking it, and the next thing I knew, I bought disadvantages and advantages.
Oh dear.
Oh no. Well, I suppose I can just cancel them out at some point. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, no. That's not how redemptions work, my friend.
What? Oh no.
So,
Oh no.
Forja, in this in the tent, you will find your things. There's only a few child orcs who are training.
Okay, I just pass them by, giving them a look that says, "Don't mess with me," and go collect my stuff, put it on my back, and then I will create this picture of the desert where I see how the weather is going to turn for the next few hours with Druidcraft. What's the weather going to be?
The weather is going to be normal, hot.
So no
The sandstorm seems to have passed.
Okay. I will try to orient myself. I saw a star falling into the desert a few days ago, and I was wandering through the desert searching for that fallen star when I met the others. And I decided to go back to that point of business. Maybe if I follow that omen, things will turn out better. And I take another look around, make sure that there are no more assassins hiding behind tents and contraptions and stuff.
So as you begin to look around and leave, you can see the small camp where you had held initial conference with the orcs.
Yeah.
The orcs are beginning to swoop and surround it.
Okay.
The sand for a moment blows up around the tent, almost taking the form of a phoenix rising before it is blown away on the wind.
This is most certainly a sign, I say to myself in Primordial. I can't leave yet. And I stealth over towards the meeting area to find out what is there that warrants a sign of redemption and hope.
Dave, Kellic, and Lucian. The orcs begin to surround you.
At this point, I'm gonna look back at the other two, just kind of like, really? Are you guys really under there right now? And I'm just gonna turn back to this group of orcs, and I'm just gonna grumble, Rockheart, make my blows true, and I'm gonna shout out to the warband and say, I am Kellic Bonewalker of the Olga Lagain tribe. Bring your best if you wish to fight me. I will not go down without a fight. Come!
Dave comes out, and the rug is now a cape, and she pulls her little sword out, which definitely was never meant to be her sword, but is now her sword, and she says, Come! I am Kellic Bonewalker! And then she just basically repeats everything that was literally just said.
Oh, they're going out. Oh. Steps out of the tent. Shit.
Face us like warriors, if you dare.
One of the lead orc extends her arms. Ho! Ho, orcs! Warband! Perhaps these are not assassins. You there, Kellic!
What is your name? You seem to lead these people.
Are you an assassin?
I would never stoop as low to take a profession such as that. I'm a warrior.
At that, several of the orcs in the ring around you begin to laugh, and some of them break away, heading the way that they were initially heading. And if you were to look that way, you may see in the very distance a dust cloud rising, where it looks as though someone may be fleeing.
Do you hunt something? Seems that your men are quite keen on those clouds and the dunes up ahead.
Aye. Sorry for the noise there, guys. Just lost a page of notes. We hunt assassins. But you, Kellic, it seems you are a person of worth. Perhaps you can enter the arena when we have the time.
Do you not wish to fight?
The high ground is always good!
And again, people begin to chuckle at that.
I'm going to relax my grip on my sword, still in hand, but I'm going to put it into the sand nearby, and I'm going to turn to the other two and say, I don't think they mean to kill us, at least not right away.
What of you, clown? She says, pointing to Dave. Mimic.
What of you, clown? Mimic!
And this is in her voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, a few orcs. Some of them laugh and some of them sort of brace weapons.
Stay your hand. This is Dave Tulip, my companion and a Kenku.
Yeah, she doesn't really know words, more just noises.
And you, cowardly one.
I am not.
I'm just gonna give you a stare, you know, just like, I don't know.
I am. I'm Lucian. The orcs. Shit. Orcs. Meat and bones and pillaging. That's what I like to do.
And
I-
she beckons to one of the other orcs, and they stand for a moment talking, in hushed voices. Borgia.
I come up from behind and I clear my throat to make myself known. In an orc, I say to them, it seems we've lost some newcomers, but we gained others, and I saw a sign. The spirits told me that those are important. Maybe by disrupting the arena, we have got new warriors. Some that would be better prepared to hunt and kill assassins.
Perhaps you are right that we should set up the arena once more. But there are assassins afoot, and we must hunt them. We shall return, and all of you shall be tested. Kellic, I look forward to facing you on the field. And she turns the warband, and they ride around, leaving you all alone.
Oh, see, I told you my persuasive skills would work. Alright, let's get the hell out of here.
The high ground is always good.
Oh,
You,
I come up at you.
thank you
Greetings.
for your help. I do not speak Orcish, but it
You're
seems
quite
that
welcome.
it seems that you stayed their hand.
Have you come through a magic stone?
no, I got kicked by some old dude through a cupboard.
Cupboard. Is
A
that like a
wizard.
geyser? Like a portal? What is that?
Yeah, it's been a long day. There was like a spider involved. What are you?
My name is Forja Flamemane. I am the daughter of the desert. I speak with the spirits. And it seems you have been brought here, and you are not the first.
We're not the first. Great. So how did the ones before us get out? I'd like to go home.
I show you my hands that have still a little few of those wet grains on the fingers, and like they disappeared. They ran like water through my fingers. That's why those, and because of the assassin attack, the orcs are very upset. And upset orcs are dangerous. More dangerous than normally.
Oh. So we should really leave. Kellic, Dave, we're leaving, right? We can just leave.
I advise you against it. The desert is a vast place, but the orcs, they are everywhere, and they are the strongest. And do you see the warband hunting the assassins? And I point at the riding orcs. When they are finished with them, they will come back. And if you are not there, they will hunt you next.
Assassins afoot.
Yes.
It's dishonorable to run before you have been tested.
Your friend
Yeah, well-
understands.
As far as I'm concerned, I've been rudely pushed into somebody else's plane of existence. And I would very much like to go home to my cave.
One foot in front of the other.
We can certainly try, but for now we need friends here. We would not get far in this vast sand. What is the name of this place?
It is just the desert. I call her mother.
Have you lived here your whole life, or have you
Yes.
come from somewhere else?
No. The desert itself gave birth to me. And there's only desert here. Desert and orcs and assassins and some merchants now and then.
Great. Let's.
But there is one thing. Now that I think about it, the others fought in the arena and we were almost done. And then the assassin attacked. And then they disappeared. Maybe if you. And they were worthy. At first I was not sure, but then I saw them fight. And especially Selash. She had heat in her. And a part of the desert was with her. And she fought gloriously. And I think if you will fight just as good, maybe you will return to wherever you come from. Just like them.
Fight.
Do you think these assassins are the same ones as the wizard had told us about? I'm going to turn to the other two.
I mean, who knows? Listen, if we have to fight, I should let you know now. I can kill an animal. I'm not so. An orc. I mean, I'm probably more confident in killing Dave. Part bird. Same species. Not to be racist.
You would kill your allies.
No, I've just killed birds before. But that's mainly for food and survival. And now you want us to fight in arena? What are the rules? They have rules, right?
You fight until you can no longer. And if you survive, you will be part of their warband. You will prove yourself worthy.
Part of the warband? Really?
At least they will give you respect.
Okay.
If we do not survive, then we were weak. And to be brought into the warband at that time would mean that we are dead weight.
I mean, as I see it, you have few choices left for yourself. You can run and be hunted down and killed like animals. You can fight in the arena and prove your worth.
Okay.
If the
Well-
desert sent you, and I'm sure she's sending me mixed signals, I am not quite sure at the moment. First, she sent me people through a water eruption, and now you're here just like out of thin air. This is very confusing. And you look all so strange.
Hey.
I look
look pretty
strange
normal.
myself compared to orcs. But you look very different. Are you?
I mean, I'd like to meet you in an ice place. I'm not sure about a desert.
Your skin is blue. Are you related to the Drytons?
Sure, why not?
If you really are related to Tritons, you might try going to the Assassins. They worship one, but they don't really like magic. So if you come here by magic, they might just kill you.
Then no, I'm not a part of them at all. Don't know them.
As I
Everyone's
said-
getting on fine.
Few options. But I like your friend here. He looks big and strong, and his heart is in the right place.
Dave is gonna stick out a wing like you would to like shake a hand and be like, "Oi, Dave! 2 tulips for a penny!"
I hand out my hand as well and shake it. I'm Faja. And my hand is really hot. It's not burning, but very, very warm and very dry.
Dave kind of pulls back the wing and looks at it and slowly starts casting like a firebolt cantrip.
Ah. And I let my hands burst into flame. I like you. You have a desert in you as well. Are you a child of the desert?
I like you.
Who stole her voice? Something is not right here. Was it the magic? Did someone put a curse on you? I look at you.
No,
Dave.
that's just her.
She has no voice of
Kenku
her own?
Kenku are people that can speak back the sounds that they've heard, but they are not able to make their own. Some say it was a curse. Some say that their people were simply made this way by the gods. But Dave is good and is a friend. You can trust her.
She can control fire. That makes her my friend.
You like people that can control fire?
I like people that like fire. I said my hair crackles.
Dave cannot do that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's good to know. So if we were pretty good with fire, we could, be friends?
We can be friends even if you're not good with fire, but fire is a good start.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but I've been pretty resistant with fire. Sort of like walking through the hells. I could probably do that.
I don't know what that means, but good for you.
Yeah, so I'm definitely a fire person.
I think to
Good
help
to know.
with flames, Dave's gonna unleash a tiny bit of the fireball onto him and show how well he burns.
Okay, I take half damage. As I seem to be getting cooked from behind. Scrat, can I make a constitution save just to save
It would've
face
missed you. It
as
would've
I'm
missed
being
you anyway.
burned?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
Well, it misses though.
Oh.
Ooh.
See?
So you are also not sweating, right? In the desert.
No.
If you're
It's-
fire resistant, so.
Can you all please make me another Constitution save, as though Forge's words remind you of the boiling heat of the sun? Dave, you're starting to feel a bit flustered.
Oh, your friend. Maybe you need, wait. And I go to my pack and I get out this colorful woven cloth and I fashion a scarf around your head with a little veil to protect you from the sun. You have fire in your heart, but it seems the sun is still burning you.
The sun is still burning you.
Let's get you into the shade.
As you rifle through the thing to pick up the cloth, you find a sickle in your pack that you did not realize was in there. Picking it up, you feel a magical surge. Roll me a 1d20 twice, please.
Oh dear.
Oof.
I'm rolling like a champ. Oh dear.
So, 25, that'd be 2.
Sorry, I was trying to fix my sound settings.
Okay. So, as you do this,
Holding the sickle.
this sickle, you can almost feel what happens, and your elemental spells add an extra 1 die of damage
Ooh.
whilst you hold this item. But what is your maximum health?
My max health is 11.
But but you feel the energy drain from you
While I
as you
hold
hold
it.
it. While you hold it, and it drops you to 1 hit point.
Oh dear.
Thank you very much for that donation, Architect Origins. I've modified it a little bit, but yeah.
Oh dear. I let it fall back in my backpack and go to my knees and like, ouch. There's very strange magic afoot.
Calic,
Something's not right.
can we trust her?
I want to roll an insight check. See if she's faking it or hiding something from us at this point. 13.
On a 13, it's difficult to tell. You don't know her, you don't know her tells if she's lying or not, I'm afraid. I suppose the only consolation you have is what reason is there to lie out here like this? She's
Dave?
showing no interest in anything else.
Dave
I'm
would
gonna
like to
shrug.
go and check out our new friend and see if she can figure out what's wrong.
Yeah, give me an investigation or arcana.
Same modifier. 10.
On a 10, you're not sure exactly what's going on, but you can tell it has something to do with the sickle she holds.
Can I try and pull it out of her hands?
You can indeed.
What would you like me to do to try and do that?
You can just take it from her hand.
Okay. I will take it from her hand.
Roll me 2d20.
Oh. Oh no.
Let us all pass the sickle. What could possibly go
The
wrong?
passing of the sickle.
What
that's
material is
one
the sickle
d20.
made out of? Is it metal?
Yeah, it's made of a strange brass, gold-tinted sort of,
Okay.
gold-tinted sort of material. On a 12 and a 2, your spells now do 3 extra damage die, but your health also drops to 1 HP. I assume you've got less than 20 health.
I sure do.
Yeah, your health also drops to 1 HP.
As in our permanent maximum or just our current?
Just current.
Okay.
Just current.
Okay.
Jesus.
Just checking. I just throw the stick. I wish I had the words bad stick because that is what would come out of her mouth if she knew them.
So you guys haven't fallen down or anything. You're absolutely fine. You're just very weak all of a sudden.
I look at the stick aggressively and I say, "Oopsie daisy!"
I'm gonna turn to Lucian.
If you think that I'm not going to face a warband, I'm not picking up the stick. Like, that's not a stick.
I take another
What?
look.
Why didn't you pick it up? You're. Oh, I'm a warrior. You pick it up.
I don't trust magic. Magic is why we're here in the first place.
You're telling me.
Keep an eye on them. Make sure they get inside, out of the sun. I go to hunt.
But. Oh.
I would like to throw a piece of cloth on the sickle and wrap it up. There is strong magic in this, but it's dangerous. I think we need to figure out more before this thing kills us.
Put it down, please. Please put it down, please.
And I'm going through my backpack to see if there are more mysterious weapons that don't belong in there.
No, this is the only thing that has appeared.
Okay. Then I'm going to my belt, and I have this little pouch with 10 berries that I created the last resting place. And I will take 5 of them out there and hand them over to my new friend, Dave. Here. I share my food with you because you try to help me.
I like you.
I like you too. And I eat the berries, so you get 5 hit points back.
She takes the first one kind of semi-suspiciously because you're still a stranger, but and then it tastes good. And she's like, oh yeah. Oh.
They are very refreshing in the desert heat.
So I think you guys should go inside because you look exhausted.
So this tent is literally just 2 poles with a like cloth over the top to create shade. It's not like a shelter.
It's not the sun that is troubling me. That sickle bit me in some way or form, and I look at my hand, highly offended by the sickle daring to hurt me without cutting me.
Oopsie daisy.
Yes. Oopsie daisy.
Debating on picking it up.
Now, Calyx left, probably to go hunt a T-Rex. You have a village nearby?
No,
No?
no.
You got anywhere with, food, water?
I can do water. And I have some food.
Yeah, I was more like maybe like a cave.
There are caves, yes. I
You have
use
a
some
cave?
of them sometimes. Yes.
Great. How long do you think those orcs are gonna take to come back? Not long, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, not long for us to escape.
Look around you. There are dunes, but on the whole, the land here is pretty flat. If we leave now, they will see us. They are good hunters, and I think I could evade them if I were alone, but not with people not used to the desert.
I mean, at this point, I wish I was Dave. I wish I could fly away. Wait, Dave,
can
could you just fly
fly?
away?
You can fly? I look at Dave. This is extraordinary. Can you show me?
Dave is going to kind of give Kellic like a. Well, how far did Kellic go?
He's probably about like few
Not super far away?
meters away. Yeah, he's probably just trying to go down the dunes at this point.
All right, he's gonna give she's gonna give Dave like some sort of appraising look, and then she's gonna look at the tent that we're under, like the poles and the thing. I would like to try and climb up onto the sheet on top of the tent if possible.
Yeah, I don't see
She's
why
only a
not.
little thing.
Give us some sort of easy check acrobatics roll.
Okay. 19.
Yeah, you can shimmy up there, nice and easy.
And then I would like to fling myself off the top of it in an attempt to land on Kellic,
And how,
demonstrating my prowess of wings, which is lacking.
and how far away was Kellic again, sorry?
A few feet, I think like a couple of meters, so
Yeah.
5 feet.
Make me an athletics check.
Sure will.
Does my passive perception catch this at all?
Oh, good job, Dave. 17.
You collide with Kellic.
What nonsense is this? What are you doing? You should be inside.
You can fly, Dave?
Yeah, Falgia, she can't fly.
But you said you would like to fly away just like her?
I meant like a bird.
Huh.
Just keep that down low.
Confusing strangers, I say in Primordial. Do you understand what I say now? I keep on going in Primordial. It sounds like hissing fire. Do you understand me? Very good. Last time I was saying nasty things and they didn't like it when they understood what I was saying. I keep on murmuring to myself and I'm sorry. I should speak in the language you understand. It's very impolite.
Sun.
Kellic,
Oh, so you do
I think something
understand.
stuck in Dave's throat.
I'm going to grab Dave's beak and I'm gonna just like a dog, just be like, "What's in here?" You know, like shrunk. I'm gonna stare down at
What
Rook.
are you doing? I say, and slap your hand away. She was trying to speak like fire. Don't do this.
Wait, do you mean Inferno?
Dave is gonna hop off of Kellick's shoulder and scurry for the tent.
So
I mean,
you're
if you're
a-
wanting Inferno, I know Inferno. I don't know where I learned it though. Is Solo just stuck with me?
Huh. I just can't speak like the fire. Although no one ever taught me. Is it like that?
Yeah. Did you not know your parents either?
No. The desert is my parent.
Your mom or dad?
I think she is both. I say and look fondly out on the dunes.
Okay.
Spirits are complicated. As are elementals.
Now, Forja, you won't hear this, but everyone else will hear a familiar voice from the sky.
No, no, no. Strange, I was sure if I stopped supplying magic to it, it'd close down. It would just stop being there. There must be something inside keeping it going.
Wizard, is that you?
What are you talking about? I asked Kelek.
You did not hear that? Voice from the sky?
No, no voice from the sky. I only hear your voice. You say a wizard brought you here?
His
Yeah.
name was Theophilus.
Is it the deep male voice that you hear?
Certainly old.
Because the others who came here and disappeared, they told me that they heard a voice when they were inside of this blue tunnel made out of water. I didn't hear that voice either. So,
I'm gonna turn to the other two. Say, you heard that?
Oh, good. It wasn't just me. Yeah, I did.
There must be something inside of it, keeping it going.
That's the one.
ah. Does that voice sound familiar to Forja?
Not at all.
No.
Wow, all this gold is for me?
I did not hear a voice. And I don't know who brought you here or why. But a few days ago, I saw this fallen star. And when I went out looking for it, I stumbled over the others. And now you are here. So maybe there is something more afoot.
Maybe. Or maybe this is just my bad luck catching up with me again.
Do such things happen more often to you?
You'd be surprised what holes you get stuck in, which places you get transported.
You have a weird life, I think.
You're telling me.
At this point, I'm just cranky at this point. I don't want to be here, and I hate wizards. So I'm just gonna stalk down the dunes and say, I'll be back before dusk.
Oh,
Where is he going?
The high ground is good.
hey,
And
hey
so
Dave,
is food. I'm
you
gonna-
want to make another wager again?
So, as Kellic walks off, you have the remains of the Orcish warband nearby, and you also have a lot of desert around. In the far distance, you can see, and I mean far distance, you can see a wall of sand where there's clearly a sandstorm raging. And also, you can see it's not in the same direction, a complete, almost 180 direction to that, you can see a old ruin of some kind.
Okay, I'm gonna head towards that. Because I would assume that smaller creatures, at least or reptiles, are in are known to be around stone like that. It's a good place for snakes and the like to sunbathe
Oh, I mean,
during
it's
the day.
distant. The desert is flat. You can see for miles.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So I'm gonna try to find like small game, like poke around in holes and see if there's any sort of life around here. I'm gonna use my Wanderer perk as an Outlander background and see if I can find something.
Okay, how far do you walk?
Mile and a half away.
Perfect. Okay, we'll leave you there for now.
Okay.
In response to Lucian's question, Dave's gonna bring out one of the gold pieces that she acquired last time and just hold it out as her part of the bet.
I bet he's not gonna make it back.
She adds another gold coin to her wing.
Thank you. Now, Fauja, what do you do here to pass the time? Because I don't think we're going anywhere.
No. Normally, I use my fire to melt the sand, and I make stuff like this. And I open my cloak, and you see an armor made out of bone and hide. It has been enameled with glass in this very nice flame-colored, intricate.
Please don't tell me it shines.
It is, yes, it is glass. So yes, it's shining in the sunshine. Do you like?
Pretty bad then.
I make armor and weapons, and I show you a dagger that's just a small piece of a bone that has been sharpened and then covered with glass and sharpened to a razor edge. It glimmers wickedly in the sunshine.
May I?
I turn it around and hand you the handle first. Yes. That is my trade.
Huh. So you make weapons and armor.
Yes. I tried making baubles, and I show you some stuff that hangs on my cloak, and I have a veil that's not in front of my face at the moment that has been weighted down with this coin-like shape made out of glass. But the orcs didn't like it. They like only things that kill or protect.
Yeah. Can I borrow this? Is that okay?
What will you give me in return for that dagger?
Would you settle for a crisp high five?
No.
Forja,
Something else. Yes.
As Lucian offers you a crisp high five and offers his hand, I wonder if that brings back any memories for you.
Now that you mention it, I clasp my hands to myself and take a firm step back, and I say, most certainly not.
Okay. Well, your one, he just pulls out a hand axe. This?
What is it made out of?
It's basic wood and metal. It's nothing pretty, but I mean, you could
I could improve this, I say.
you
and
could make it
hold my
glossy.
hands out. I hold my hands out and take it, and I'm very careful not to touch Lucian.
Not contagious.
I could make this much stronger, I'm sure. Metal is very rare, I say, and I...
Metal is rare.
Hmm.
I want that back.
It's already in my backpack.
Dave, meanwhile, is admiring herself in the reflective surface of the armor that Fauja, is it Fauja?
Forja.
Fauja?
Mhm.
That Fauja showed us. And she's busy like rearranging the rug cape and the scarf that Fauja gave her. And is just busy admiring and occasionally like just tweeting at herself. And it's the most bird-like sound you've ever heard her make. And not something she does often. She's very pleased to see herself and getting her rug and scarf situation sorted out.
So, Kellic, up to a mile away from the others, you begin to find holes in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
These holes, can you tell me, does Kellic have experience in sandy scenarios, even beaches, anything?
No, I would say that he's more of a northern kind of guy. He's mostly been around in tundras and mountains, so this is kind of a very alien a place for him. But he wanted to hunt one because he wanted to get some food that wasn't dried, and also because this would be a good way to challenge himself in a new environment. So no, he is not good at sand stuff.
So how would he react to finding these holes in the sand?
Well, I know that he would probably think that there would be small game, rabbits and the like, probably some sort of mammal, but he's not dumb enough to like stick his hand in there because he has no idea what's in there. So he's gonna take his javelin and just flip it around and like start to move some of the sand out of the hole with the butt of it. Just trying to search for sound or movement.
As you do so, you begin to strike your javelin on something hard under the sand.
Ting, 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 ting. I'm gonna look it down. I'm gonna like move the dirt a little bit and see if it's like there's more of what it got hit by.
It looks like a long haft of some kind of weapon, but the weapon is buried deep in the ground.
I'm going to bend down and I'm gonna like slowly start to move the sand away with my hands.
Mm-hmm.
What am I looking at as I'm digging down?
So as you are digging down, this haft is long and wooden and almost it's as though the sand has crystallized on it. Not the same way as Forge's glass, but as though the sand has become stuck to the blade. And as you withdraw this item from the sand, you can feel it feels warm to touch.
Mm-hmm.
It is a great axe. The haft is not metal, it's not glass, it's something else. Maybe rock? Sandstone, perhaps?
I'm gonna put my sword down in the sand near me, and I'm gonna hold the great axe with both hands and pull out the rest from the sand and give the whole thing a good look.
Yeah, so it's a, like I say, sandstone great axe. It looks very crude. It doesn't look like it was formed by a smith or even hands. It seems much more crude than that.
Does it have good weight or anything?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give it a swing.
What happens is exactly what you expect to happen.
Okay. I'm gonna tilt my head. Are there any sort of like markings on this thing, or is it just like completely a bare?
Bare, except for the way the sand is stuck.
I'm gonna shrug and put it on my back.
ground begins to move.
I immediately take it off and step back. With the axe in hand.
Sand where the small holes are begins to ripple and wave. And one small eye comes out, looking at you from the sand.
I'm gonna stare at it, just kind of just bracing myself and looking at it very confused.
Give me an investigation check.
Gotcha. Ooh, nat 20.
This is no eye at all.
What
This
is
is
it?
merely a part of a creature designed to look like an eye, to attract interest.
I'm immediately whip around to see if there's anything behind me.
Make me a dex save with advantage due to the nat 20 as the ground begins to erupt underneath you.
Okay. Oh,
You
dang.
dive clear as this maw erupts from the sand, like sort of like the plesiosaur in Jurassic World as it comes up and snaps closed, and you are facing a purple worm.
Oh no. Would Kellic know what that is?
I think he'd know that it's hilariously big and scary.
Kellic's gonna run. Yeah, Kellic's gonna run. Like, he doesn't need to eat that much.
So what have you guys been doing in the time that Kellic's been investigating this hole?
Loving life.
I try to find out more about this wizard and how my new companions came to be here. I want to hear the details.
Dave would probably recite the thing she had as she traveled through the portal to the temple that first time, which is basically like a full introduction from the wizard, and that she'd been chosen for a trial to go on a quest for him. And then probably some of the things he told us over tea about being hunted and that we needed to go through and help him out by doing so. Charlie can't remember the specific details because it was only meant to be a one shot and she didn't write it down. But yeah, so she would just basically mimic and recite as much as she could remember of what went on in those conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And probably just make a lot of gestures about being really hot.
I'm going to use Druidcraft to make this very small breeze around Dave, so she's going to be a bit cooler, basically. It ruffles your feathers.
She like poofs up to let more air in between the feathers.
Yeah. And then I ask you, and do you think that when the wizard said he sent you on a quest and a trial, that this is the trial?
Maybe.
Or is this just coincidence?
I just think he's a dick. I mean, I was brought here against my will to be in his tower maze thing.
He did not ask you to go on a quest for him.
I can assure you, the past 2 days, no one has asked my permission to do anything. It's just all been downhill.
I am very sorry.
As you say it's all been downhill, you see Kellic running down a dune towards you. Kellic, you can start shouting to them. They're coming within shouting distance.
It's like, run! Run!
Oh,
I
shit.
jump up and pull out my scimitar and look. What is it?
Don't fight, just
coming
run.
back?
And I'm just gonna shout, "A giant worm! Run!"
Dave is gonna look to Falja for some indication of what we're meant to do here, since she is the resident expert on all things local.
Do I know about the worms and what to do when one of them pops up?
You know to avoid them at all costs.
Okay. So if I remember the one shot right, there were some bigger stones or something close by, right?
Yes, yep.
Something to climb up on or hide behind, maybe?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then I yell at the others, "Follow me!" and run for those stones. I think it was even a mountain, right? Wasn't it like a small mountain or something?
There was like some sort of like
Or a hill or a...
yeah, hilly, spiky cliff range, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Let's go to that cliff.
Dave is gonna minor illusion. It's gonna be smaller, but another giant worm in front of the one that's running after Kalik. It can't move. It's just static. It's just a smaller purple worm that will be looking at the one that's coming towards it, and then she's gonna run for her life after Falja.
So you guys will be running past the orc warband towards these stone outcrops. Can I please have some athletic saves as you struggle across the desert dunes?
Athletics or safe?
Athletics, please.
Athletics.
You know, Dave, I think I am going to win this bet.
So Kellic teams through you all as you collect yourselves and begin running, and
Just like a dust cloud, just.
and Dave is last as she tries to sort out this minor illusion, and it flickers a little bit, and she has to do it again, and then begins. Do you bird hop?
Oh yeah, it's like one leg to the other as rapidly as I can across the hot sand.
Can we like grab her to help her along? So she doesn't fall too far behind?
On a 14, you can sacrifice some speed to go and help Dave.
I will do that. And I yell at the orcs, even though we're not on the best terms right now, we have been allies for years, and I say, "There's a sandworm coming!"
So the camp is currently full of children.
Oh, those are the children?
Good, we can use the children.
The adults left to go and chase the assassins.
I change direction towards the children, and I wave with my arm in the scimitar and say, "Run! Hide! Get to higher ground!"
The children are forming like military-style ranks.
All right. I puff myself up and let the fire crackle freely. I let go of Dave, and I give them in a very command-like orc tone, "To higher ground now!"
Some of
I'm the demon from the desert.
make me a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion.
So what Dave would like to do to try and help Falja, 'cause she would have followed, is repeat the introduction that the orc war mistress gave us, and then repeat what Falja said about to higher ground now, and try and make it sound as if it's the same voice that's giving both commands. But she'll like be ducked behind Falja, so it's kind of like the orc mistress is kind of there.
Okay. Give me a performance check.
I sure will. Does my mimicry give me a...
Advantage. on
Okay.
it?
So I will pop the mimicry information. So you can mimic sounds, blah, 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 blah. A creature hears sounds you make. They can tell their imitations with a successful wisdom insight check, opposed to my charisma deception check. So I make a deception.
Yeah, let's do that.
23 to beat.
Ooh. So as you do that, the children begin to scatter and head towards the hillock.
But they keep their weapons, right?
Oh yeah, they keep their weapons,
They
their
just
armor.
fall out of formation. Okay.
They fall out of formation and start scrambling towards the hillock.
Might not be the time to loot the village that the children are in.
Are there old people there as well? Or is it just
There are
kids?
no old people amongst the orcs.
Okay.
The
I'm
purple
gonna follow
worm. The purple worm is looking at this little purple worm, and its tail flicks round and just touches it.
It knows it's not real because there's nothing there for it to touch.
And it burrows into the sand at the point where the minor illusion was. And the ground begins to shake once more.
I grab
Daisy.
Dave again, and then let's keep on running.
Can I make a nature check?
Of course you can. What are you
I
trying
want
to
to
determine?
base. So I want to base it on how it hunts its prey. If it's burrowing, I'm guessing it out of character. I'm guessing vibrations, but in character, I'm guessing sweet fuck all.
It magically knows where you are. That's
There's no safe place to run.
Also, Scrat, I'm a bad person, but I did a level 1 spell earlier and I didn't roll my magic search. Would you like me to do that now?
oh, I most certainly would like you to.
Because I totally forgot that I had to do that. So I roll a d20. Ah, we're good. That's fine. Nothing happened.
Yeah. So you guys are running, I believe.
Yeah,
Yep,
towards
we
the stones, the cliff.
I'm gonna
yeah,
be talking to the children.
As you
And
okay,
I'm
so
hurting the children ahead, right?
you continue to run, and you can run across the sands. We'll use your old checks, and they are just about good enough for you to reach the rocks. How do you
Very
proceed?
good. You climb up there.
I would like to go and hide behind some rocks, please. Or down in like a little crack between rocks. Put my rug over my head. Dave is done for the day.
Okay, so you can get inside a small cranny between two rocks, and the rest of you.
Kellic is gonna try to help the kids up the cliff, just
Yep.
pick them up.
As you approach them, they will turn on you with swords and shields raised.
I'm gonna hold up a hand. It's like I'm just gonna point up there, and I'm gonna point where the sand is shifting, and just say, "You need to get up there."
They continue to move towards the sand, but they do not drop their guard near you.
I'm going to run up,
I-
go over Killick, and just triumphantly lower them, or you're going to die. I'm going to use my nat 20 for that.
What, persuasion check.
Really?
Yeah.
And is that against Kellic or the kids?
The kids.
Yeah.
It's my greatest rival.
So they sort of lower their weapons and begin to scramble up the rocks.
You see, Kellic, it's all about how you look. Now help me up this rock.
You can do it yourself, and I'm gonna just grab some of the smaller orc kids and help them up instead.
Damn it, that whole reason I wanted that was so you could help me off a fucking rock.
As you touch one of them, he begins spouting Orcish at you.
Yeah, and I'm just ignoring him and just gonna put him up against the rocks and just be like, yeah,
As you
yeah.
like lift him on his hands, he starts biting your wrist hard.
I'm just gonna ignore it.
Don't touch them, I say to you. They are warriors. They are small, but they're still warriors. And to the orc children, I yell in Orcish, take formation up on the rock. If the purple worm comes, be prepared.
Yeah, so
gonna
the
turn-
one that bites you for a 19.
The one I mean that hits. So
Its sharp fangs sink into your skin and deal 6 points of damage
I'm gonna go
as
ahead
it tears a
and
chunk out of your wrist.
I'm gonna use my Stone's Endurance as a Goliath. And I'm going to roll the d12 plus my Constitution mod to reduce that damage. Gosh dang.
If you
it.
died to an orc child,
I've
Fighting
got
you.
16 health points, man. I don't... Okay, so 9. Okay, so I just ignore it. I just kind of swat him on the nose. Just no. I'm just gonna put him down. I'm just gonna point up at the rocks.
Yeah, and as soon as you let go of him, he sort of runs back up to get back up the rocks again.
I'm gonna stare at the bite and go like, not bad.
So the
I
I'm just gonna.
I want to climb up there as well.
okay, so as you guys are now on the rocks,
Mhm.
and in the rocks, Dave, the children take formation around the rocks, almost like wherever there's a gap between two rocks, they stand with shields forming like shield walls and that sort of thing. Dave, something slivers around one of your ankles.
Uh-oh. I would like to look at what is slithering around my ankle, please.
It is dark, you cannot tell.
At which point, Dave is gonna leap out of her tiny cranny, yelling oopsie daisy at the top of her lungs, and kind of hop up the rocks as quickly as she can, trying to find where her friends have gone.
Make me an athletics check.
I'm so good at those. 9.
On a 9, you manage to flap and squawk your way out of the cranny, and anyone looking in Dave's direction will see a small corn snake wrapped around her ankle.
can I take a pop shot at it?
I mean, yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
At a 17, that will probably catch the corn snake. Yeah,
Cool.
it dies.
9 damage.
It dies. You skewer it into the sand.
Just look back to Calic.
Nice shot. Now move. Go.
Dave is gonna bend down and look curiously at the creature that's just been like shish kebabbed off of her leg. And she'll pick up the snake on a stick and continue hopping up the mountain towards her friend with her snake on a stick.
So the ground below you begins to churn and turn, and this purple worm makes its way around, but doesn't emerge again. And after a while, the rumbling stops.
Is it safe now?
We should wait.
The high ground is good.
Yes, what she said.
Or, kids,
Lock
think
down.
it's-
Don't you dare.
I'm gonna grab one of the largest rocks that I can find that are around and toss it into the sand where I last saw the worm.
Any reaction?
Sinks, hits the sand, sinks a small way, and sticks.
I'm just gonna wait, see if I can hear anything or feel any kind of vibration.
Can I roll on survival to know the behavior of the worm and how realistic it is that it just gave up?
Yeah, sure.
Basically? That's a 22.
So you know the worms to be lazy creatures. If it has to work to get its prey, then it will go and lay its trap somewhere else.
Okay.
Hmm.
I related to the group. They are very lazy. We are not easy food, so
Dave
Sweet
is
find somewhere else.
Dave's gonna turn to a snake on a stick and go, "We are not easy food."
Hey,
Are you
that's
hungry?
mine.
I'm going to relax and I'm gonna stare at the axe that's in my hand, and I'm gonna wonder if it was maybe a trap this thing set. I'm gonna like flick the axe head just to make sure that it's solid.
Yeah, it rings like stone.
Okay. I'm going to.
Did you find that in the desert?
Yes. The worm was nearby it. I don't know what this thing is, but it's old.
Can I roll on nature to see what it's made out of? Or do I recognize it? Is it fulgurite or something like that?
It's not fulgurite. It's some sort of strange blend of wood and sand. Like the sand's been blended into it for so long that it's just become sort of like solid through compression rather than anything else.
It's a mighty gift from the desert.
I should hope so.
She
I
must,
lost my father's blade out there. This is the only weapon I have that's any worth. No.
I think she must favor you because you were so brave to stand up towards the orcs. It was good of you to try to save the children, but they are not real children. Orcs, in their heart of hearts, are warriors. They are never really children. They are being trained to fight from the moment they can hold a weapon.
So, we're meant to be finding some arena sometime, right?
Yeah, I point over to the arena grounds. That is where the arena is.
Did the kids participate?
No, not at least not in the big arena battle that we are going to face with the teams. But do they fight? Most likely there might be children fighting, right? Yeah.
I mean, I feel much safer if we're fighting kids.
We are not going to fight them. I don't think so. It would not be honorable for us to
Honor.
fight children.
Oh, orcs and honor. Yeah. Great.
I'm
I
gonna
forget that is a thing that you do not have, Tiefling.
You don't have
Whoa.
a honor?
Well, I sort of lost it a while back. You know,
with his
you
dick in
can't.
dick.
He has the backbone of that snake. I'm just gonna point at the snake on the stick that is just kind of like.
As you do a corn snake, something skitters across your toes.
My toes?
Yep.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look down with javelin in hand and just immediately try to stab at whatever's at my feet.
There is a scorpion on your foot.
Yep, stabbing at it.
Go for it. That hits.
12. 6 piercing.
You pierce it, it is dead.
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna look at the barb that's on the tail. I'm gonna snap that off, and I'm just gonna toss it over the cliff face, and I'm gonna eat the scorpion. How does it taste?
Tangy. Sort of,
It's not bad.
acidic on the tongue.
Please tell me they have proper food.
I look horrified and fascinated
Dave
at the display.
is gonna snatch back that snake on a stick and is gonna hold it out, and like her tiny little bird tongue is gonna go.
Watch the head. They tend to snap even when they're dead.
Would
She's
you
gonna
like?
hold it out to Kellic. She doesn't want it anymore.
That's
could
I'm just,
always-
gonna, like,
arrow.
I'm just gonna rip the head off, just like a few like inches down. I'm gonna snap that off and like kind of like tear it bend, you know, like.
As you do, it does indeed sink its teeth into your wrist, but it doesn't do any damage.
Okay. It's like poison must be already gone at this point. I'm just gonna like throw the head off. I'm just gonna hand the corpse of the snake back to Dave. It's good meat on there.
You can
They-
always roast it, I say, and let my hands erupt in fire.
As your hands raise in fire, a scorpion crawls across your feet, Forja, and yours, Lucian.
I throw the fire at the scorpion, and with control flame, try to consume it in the flame.
Do you need to make an attack roll for that, or is it a save? Or
I can make an attack roll, I think. There you
Yeah.
go, 17.
that hits?
And that's 8
Um,
fire damage to the scorpion as I roast it and as
Yeah,
where it
it,
stands.
it roasts. It does indeed roast. And Lucian?
He's going to take his hand axe out and immediately just chomp straight down on it.
That's a solid hit.
By the way, is this normal that we're standing here and all
We'll
those
look around
snakes
the
and
sand and see if we hit some kind of like
yeah, is there a
nesty
nest?
thing.
And we're standing right in the middle of it.
Behind you
Uh-oh.
is a much larger scorpion.
Oh no.
Like
You
how
have indeed-
large are we talking?
You have indeed found a nest. This scorpion is it's large.
Large.
You're eating it, kids.
Do you know what? It doesn't exactly say how big it is, so I'm just gonna flavor it and say it's 4 feet long.
Oopsie daisy.
Just over
I'm just gonna grin and say,
fun.
"Aha! Dinner!" And I'm gonna leap at it with my axe.
Let's have some initiative.
Yes.
Yes.
So, kids, this is a scorpion.
You can see the kids around fighting their own scorpions.
Weak. Oh, sorry, weak. Don't want them to hear me. They might beat me up. Take my lunch money.
You take my bet money.
So Forja, it's your turn first.
Can I do burning hands without burning one of the children or of my new friends? It's a cone.
It's behind us, right?
It is behind you, but I saw it as Kellic turned around to see it, so I would have thought that Kellic was at least
Closer
in your
to it?
path to it. So you could move around Kellic and then do that.
Okay, then I'm going to move around him and place my hands in such a fashion that the cone won't hit any of my allies. No children, no
And is that a save?
party members. Wait a second. It's a dex save, yes,
Dex
against
save.
13.
It fails the dex save.
Very good. Then it does 3d6 fire damage. 11 points of fire damage to the big scorpion, and maybe if there are other small scorpions around its feet, they will do
Yeah.
it as well.
Some of the babies curl up and die.
Oh.
But the large one looks unfazed as it roars towards you.
Oh no.
As a reaction, it makes a sting at you.
Okay.
Does a 21
Oh.
hit you?
Oh yes, it hits.
Let's check this. Go in. There we go, that should be okay. It's like 1 piercing and 1 poison damage.
All right.
So next would be Dave, if that's the end of your turn.
That's the end of my turn, yeah.
Dave is gonna hurriedly reach about her person and pull out a tiny creature in her hand and pull a tinier creature off of that tiny creature and go, "Oh, you little bugger," and flings it at the scorpion. And she's gonna cast Infestation on it, which I believe is a saving throw. Yes, it needs to make a Constitution save, DC 13.
7. So can you describe how this looks?
So she pulls this tiny flea or mite off of this other tiny creature that's in her hand. And as it flies towards the scorpion, it explodes into a cloud of tiny insects that scuttle all over the scorpion, biting and irritating it, inflicting the damage. And the scorpion also moves. I rolled a 6. That's not a direction. I put in the wrong number. 24. The scorpion also randomly moves 5 feet in a northern direction. It doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity, unfortunately, but it has to move 5 feet away as it tries to escape my infesting cloud. Even that's the word.
Okay, so north will be. I saw it as east to you guys, so it will head like 90 degrees north. How far?
5 feet.
5 feet. So it'll move 5 feet, just sort of as you're looking at it to the left.
Okay. And that's what Dave does. I'm just going to fix that spell because I put it in wrong. Like,
Kellic, what do you do?
Mhm. Well, as I run towards the big one, I'm going to rage.
Yes.
Which Kellic doesn't like Hulk out like most barbarians. He just gets kind of he becomes completely silent and is going to just hold the axe over his head and is going to try to swing down on this thing. And I want to use my nat 20 for that.
Oh.
Because
Perfect.
why not?
Perfect. As you use your nat 20, you connect solidly with this creature.
Mhm.
Please roll me 4d12 for damage.
Okay. 31 points.
How do you want to do this?
I'm just gonna he's gonna leap a good 5-6 feet into the air and just kind of just quickly try to split its face just right down the crease in its shell.
As you dive into the air and as you enrage and your rage energy fuses into your weapon as you swing it down, the blade bursts into flame.
Ooh. Okay.
Can you please roll me a d4?
Okay. 1.
You take 1 fire damage.
And yep. Okay. Oh, does damage to me. Okay.
But yeah, you split the head of this scorpion and it falls to the ground. You can also see the children around you have quickly dispatched their scorpions, and they are heading back to the camp. All except for one small orc toddler who lies on the ground.
Well, I haven't had a go yet.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare, Slade.
He's beginning to slowly froth at the mouth.
Immediately run over to him.
Yeah.
I'm trained in medicine. Can I make a medicine check on him?
Yes, you can.
With a herbalism kit, can we do something against the poison?
God.
Oh no.
The child is poisoned.
Just smacking my hand against his head. Yeah, he's got a fever.
I'd like to give it a go, but use my advantage on this one.
Yep, certainly.
Because I'm not proficient in it. 14?
Can I assist him in the... Oh, you already had advantage, right?
Yeah.
No. Never mind.
On a 14, you can see a way to sort of remove the poison. It's going to involve the old suck and spit.
I'm just immediately just going down to the wound and just doing that. Just tweet.
Make me a survival check.
Okay. 16.
On a 16, you'll feel a barb catch between your teeth.
I'm gonna as I come up and I take the barb out of my teeth and I fling it away, and then go back to trying to help the kid.
So you suck and suck until all you suck is blood. The child is sort of close to unconsciousness. Its eyes are rolling, its mouth frothing.
Okay. Does he look like? Does it seem like the poison is still taking hold?
Doesn't look like he's getting any worse.
We need to get him back to camp. We need bandages, and we need to see if the orcs have medicine.
On the sound of bandages, Dave's gonna reach into her bag. Sorry, Tahina. And is gonna pull out her disguise kit, and is gonna start ripping up a really old ratty shirt to make into bandages. It's the one thing she can contribute here.
It is very unlikely that they will have much medicine in the camp, right? The orcs are pretty. I throw you into the deep end, and if you swim, it's fine, and if not, so what?
I mean, I'm pretty good with medicine, so I can take care of the kid. Maybe that could be my contribution.
Then I'm gonna pick up the kid and hand him to you. Just here you go then. Do your
Oh.
work. What shall we do with him?
Right, yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna listen to his heart and his lungs.
It beats
And
strongly.
It's gonna be fine. He's just gonna need some rest. I'll go. Oh, I'm gonna carry him. Yep.
Maybe if you want this child to live.
Is the child small enough I can put him in my quiver?
This is a small toddler. So
Oh.
it is an orc, so it is large, but it's I mean, it's basically like a short gnome.
If you want this child to live, then we should wait here till he feels a bit better. Orcs don't take kindly to weakness.
He'll be fine. We'll just say he's tired. He was in glorious battle.
Very well.
Dave would like to skirt around the rocks looking for any scorpions, and any she finds, she's gonna firebolt. She's like, you know when you have like seagulls and stuff on the beach, and they're like hopping around all the rocks, just looking for anything they can eat. It's kind of like that, only she's fireballing anything she finds.
Yeah, okay, you can do
Or
that.
firebolting, I should say, not falling. That's
So,
a different thing.
so the rest of the Orcankind children are heading back to the camp. Now, Forgia, you know of 3 factions in the desert: the orcs, the assassins, and you only know of one other, or at least one other attempted clan.
I do know, yeah.
And I will leave you with that as you guys discuss your next moves.
Maybe the last crew that came here did not know anything about the desert, so I just will assume that this is true for you as well. Would you like me to give you some more information about the place that you find yourself in now?
We're gonna be staying here for a long time, aren't we?
I don't know. The last ones, they stayed for about 3 or 4 days before they disappeared.
At least the food here is good. I'm gonna like grab the giant scorpion by the tail, just inspect it.
Can I
Please.
use part of the carapace for my weapons or armor, or is everything so singed that you can't use it?
Give me a survival.
Nature?
Survival or nature, yeah.
It's an 8.
Not this time.
Not really. So there's only desert here, as I said, and it's a very cruel land. There's not much water here. I know that someone from the other state told me about swimming. You can't do that here. And paddling. No, you can't do that here either. And there's not much food. But if you like scorpions, then there's enough food here for you. The orcs are the biggest faction. They are warriors. All they do is fight and conquer, and they are very harsh and cruel, just as the desert is. But they are not opposed to magic. And the second biggest faction, I point over at the pyramid, right? At the ruins. They have settled over there. They are the assassins. And they and the orcs, they don't get along very well. And a while ago, there was another attempt. Some merchants tried to establish themselves in the desert. It did not work out.
I mean, I know where I want to go. Because currently I'm holding one of them. And I don't exactly want to travel away with one of their own. Can you take us to their camp?
It's right down here, right? we're standing on the cliff top, and the camp is right below us.
They are a roving band, yeah.
Great, that's where I'm going.
So, Scrat, just as a refresher, Theopolis wanted us to come here to get rid of the assassins as well as the orcs? Or what was our plan with him?
It really depends at what time you spoke to him.
I mean,
Did you all come together? Is the thing I can't remember.
No, I fell.
Well, Dave, Lucian, and my other character were in the same group, but I'm just going to assume that Kellic switched with her at this point.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so since you all came together, he asked you to rid him of the assassins.
Yeah, that's why he was hiding in his water-enshrined cottage in the water plane somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And why we had to go into his wardrobe to go out and find the assassins so that he could come out of his little pocket dimension. Right?
So
that's what we were told.
Yeah. So Forja, you're sure the assassins are over there?
Of that, I'm very sure. And some of them attacked the orcs earlier today. And they fled in this direction, right? Did they ride into the direction of the... Yeah.
How far a travel is that?
A few days.
Then we should leave at first light tomorrow.
So you plan on going after the assassins instead of waiting for the orcs to return? This is not a bad idea, you know? If we kill all the assassins, then the orcs will be pleased, I think.
Oh, I couldn't give a shit about the orcs. I just want to go home.
Well, I have to live here, and they are the biggest faction, so I don't want to be their friend, but it's good if they are not angry at you.
Why would you want to stay here?
My friends, you will find it is not so easy to kill us.
I'm gonna immediately whirl on that noise.
A man steps out from the sands.
Ken? Sorry, that's Charlie, not Dave.
Damn it. You will find that we are not so easy to kill.
There are assassins afoot.
Indeed.
So it seems, I say and lay my hand on my scimitar.
Just gonna put the toddler down.
You have not attacked us yet. What is the meaning of this?
Saw a symbol from the great Triton guy. We have come to investigate. And he looks at Lucian. And I see you, Blue Man.
Okay.
Are you Triton?
He's just gonna look back to Forja. Gonna look back. Sure.
Then you must come with me.
Oh, I can't.
The high ground is good.
There is plenty of high ground at the pyramids, my bird friend.
What's your name again?
Ahmed.
Gonna write that one down for later. So, just so we're on the same side, I'm not looking to kill you.
No, you sound very confused on this.
It's been a couple days of confusion. You're actually the first person to actually ask me if I want something to go somewhere.
Don't think he's asking.
Oh.
I'm going to move in front of the group with axe in hand. I'm just going to slowly start to step towards the assassin, just sizing him up.
He rests his hand on his falchion.
Do you plan to take them all? And for what purpose?
It is written. There are It has been many years since one has been sent that is not an orc, or not born here. He looks at you, Forja.
You mean since the wizard cast you out?
I do not know of what you talk. But
Perhaps the shadows in the sand have addled your mind, coward.
Oh, strong words. If I come with you, what are you planning to do with me?
teach you the ways of the assassins. See if you are worthy to be as the prophecies say you are.
Oh, please refresh my mind what the prophecy says, because I have been reborn again.
You should not know the prophecy, and it is not for me to tell you.
Kellic? You want to teach me things?
They
Do
want
you
to
want
teach
to
you the
learn?
coward's way.
Yes.
They want to teach you to hide and mule like rats.
Oh, no, that's okay. I already do that. I'm like the best at that.
It's like,
Please, big one, you wish to fight. We may. He draws his falchion.
I'm gonna grip my axe.
This need not end in bloodshed.
What if we go with him? Dave, you want to go with him?
Then we have the orcs to fight.
Okay, so we have the orcs to fight, we have the assassins to fight. At the end of the day, can't we all just... Yeah, they're not gonna get along. I mean, we don't owe any allegiances to the orcs. I mean, you've been bitten by one. That one
It was
beside
a
me.
strong bite.
Yeah,
Wasn't
the one
proud.
beside me is useless. They're gonna force us to fight, and I don't know about you, but I don't really want to fight anyone.
What do you think what he's going to train you in? I say and point at the assassin. They might not be trained to fight, they are trained to kill. You said you never killed anything that was not a bird or an animal. Do you think they are complacent with killing birds?
Where do you reside?
Not
Mr.
taking his eyes off of Kellogg,
Mhm.
he pushes one hand out towards the pyramid.
You live inside the pyramid?
When we can.
I don't know about you guys, but that actually sounds like a proper building to live in. Would be-
Mmm, tasty.
Among bones and dust.
We've been in this desert for a few hours now. We've been hunted, chased, bitten, stung. I don't like the desert. No offense, but I don't like the desert.
The desert is not to be liked, it is to be good.
Dave is gonna sit on her butt. She doesn't know what she's meant to be doing. She wants to go where it's cool. It's very hot out here, and she's done with people fighting. So she's gonna sit down until the adults decide what she's doing.
And the stone is very hot too.
She jumps back up.
Kellic,
Oopsie-daisy.
what if we just go with him this one time? Okay, trust me on this. Remember how I got us through those situations in the place?
I'm just gonna spit on the ground towards the assassin, and not taking my eyes off of him. It's like,
I would like to inside check the assassin and take a look around to see if there are others of them creeping up on us to assassinate us.
We have 2 checks then, please. An insight check and a perception.
yeah, I want to make that perception check too.
One of you can make it with advantage. There you go.
Yes,
Insight is 16 and perception is 5.
So we'll
20
take
for
that,
me then.
we'll take that one with advantage on Tahina, so it's a 17.
Okay.
On a 16, he seems mostly genuine. The fact that you're talking to him is a good sign. If he wanted you dead,
You would have tried.
Most certainly. But
on-
he only wants Lucian, right? He only wants the blue-skinned person to train. Or does he want all of us?
no, all of you
Apparently,
can.
I'm the prophesied.
All of you can
Chosen
come.
I'm the chosen one.
I'm the
So,
chosen one.
yeah, I'm of Triton. So, I feel we should go to the pyramids. I'm gonna go with Ahmed.
And then what? They have been here for what seems to be years. Does not sound like they have found a way to leave this place. Would you be stuck here? Or
I
would you
don't
stay
like
and do the
orcs.
job that we were intended to do?
I really don't like orcs. And I don't want to go and fight. Forced to fight. If he wants to train me how to fight, that's a little. I mean, cardio never hurt anyone, but
And I do not like assassins.
The last ones who were sent here, they did fight in the arena and then disappeared. I presume. Home?
Ahmed, could we just come to your
Please, please.
temple?
Ahmed. Like you're taking a
Ahmed.
sip of refreshing drink. Ahmed.
Ahmed.
Close.
If we come to your temple, could we maybe not train?
Is to be seen.
Come as guess.
So long as I bring you back, it is not my concern.
Could you give me 5 minutes with my team alone?
He'll sheathe his falchion and step back.
Great. Huddle round.
I come close, but I keep my eyes on the assassin.
I'm gonna stay perfectly still, not even turning to the group at this point.
So you can feel those that are covered. Just Lucian physically shaking. What the hell is going on?
You seem to be in high demand.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. Do I know the prophecy that the assassin? No. I only know that I saw signs in the desert, and then
What the hell is a Triton?
those are people that live in water.
Do I look like I live in water? Is it because I'm blue? Is he just a really big racist?
The Tritons are blue-skinned. I met one. She had green hair.
They think I'm a... If he pushes me underwater, I can't breathe.
Oh, maybe you should not go with him then.
Dizzy.
We're nearly done.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to go there and find out what the prophecy is? And if I agree with Kellic, if they knew a way to get out of here, if they don't like my beautiful desert and think that she's something that has to be endured instead of relish in, then they would have gone long ago if they knew a way how, right?
Volja, there's a... I hate to put this bluntly, there's a better world out there. Where I'm from, it's so much nicer.
You said it was horrible and all the bad things happened to you. How would you know that that is better than this here?
Yeah, but... like a campfire on a cliff face, looking out into the wilderness, it's...
We can do that there, and I point at the cliff face and just climb down. I
This
can
is
make fire
sand.
there if that's what you need.
This is sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
It is beautiful in its simplicity. It makes you strong
The orcs...
and
are-
last.
The orcs are thick. I'm pretty sure you're the most intelligent creature I've come upon.
My friends, we do not have much time.
Okay, we're just ironing out the details.
I want to try something. Even though I don't have my subclass yet,
The orcs are returning.
Yes, that's what I guessed.
I
From the
want to
sound.
turn towards the cliff. Still, not turning my back towards the assassin, but I want to try to, I guess, I don't know, reach out to my ancestors and see if I can sense what to do here. Because I don't like this guy, but I don't want to split the group.
So, how should we do this? Ancestors, I suppose, are sort of a religion thing. Give me a religion feeling or anything else that you can relate to a gut feel or ancestors whispering.
Survival, maybe? It's more of like an innate thing.
I think we'll go religion check out the two.
Okay. 15?
On a 15, you remember perhaps a deceased male. I'm not overly familiar with your family line, so you may choose who it is. Someone who often used to say that a lot can be learned by doing the wrong thing. And you also hear another older, perhaps a woman, saying the best way to get a job done is to do it.
And the job is to kill assassins. Oh god. I'm
I
gonna
would like to
turn-
say to Lucian while Kellic is communing with his ancestors, if you don't like the orcs, then it's fine. If you don't like the assassins, that's fine too. There is a third option. They are not strong, and I would advise against it, but there are other options. And you could be like me, independent, living alone.
I'm really confused.
I look at Kalek. Do I see a certain understanding in his eyes?
I would say you mainly see riddles. Am I right, Kellic?
His eyes are somewhat like not completely just upturned, but they're moving wildly, and you see him grip his axe, and his eyes like flick back, then turn to the rest of the group. He's like, and what would he say in this situation? It's like, there's a better way to learn, Lucian. I'm gonna turn, I'm gonna jump at the assassin,
I'm going. Okay,
axe
so
in hand.
make me an attack roll, and for flavor here, I'm gonna make him dex save to avoid your incoming attack.
12. Yep.
He does a small handspring and turns, attacking you with his falchion.
Okay. I like to rage while I swing at him, just in case. Ooh.
Does a 19 hit you?
Yeah, 19 hits.
I would like to participate by using.
Hold up. He says, hold, my friends, hold. I take it Kellic falls from this.
Okay, so half damage, that turns into... Yep, he falls.
Yeah.
That's a lot of poison.
But what's the DC save for the poison?
Okay, yeah, make a... I guess it's got to be Constitution.
Yeah, it would be Constitution.
So,
Not great. So yeah, I'm down. I think I'm still
he
down. I think.
draws the blade. As he springs away, he draws his blade and in one smooth motion gently sweeps the blade across Kellic's arm, and immediately you see the skin go green around it as Kellic begins to froth and fall the same way as the boy did just moments ago. And he says, "Now, stay calm. Now there are two reasons for us to go to the pyramid. For that is the only way he shall live."
I throw up my hands.
Yeah, let's go. Gonna pick up Calic as best I can. Oh, he's a Goliath. Oh.
I want you to swear on the desert that you will let us go. After we heard what you had to say. And if he doesn't want to stay with you, you will let him go.
My duty is only to deliver you. That is all.
Oh, do you have honor as well? Is honor a big thing?
You could say that.
Oh,
Perhaps
great.
there is a certain honor amongst assassins.
Probably have some sort of creed. Right, let's get this guy.
And he will give, he will take from his pouch a small vial. He will offer it to Lucian and say, "This will keep him stable. Give him just a small amount. Too much and it will be a poison." And Kellic will be stabilized back to 1 HP. where he shall remain until he is cured.
Am I still unconscious?
A medicine check can get Kellic up again.
For me or from somebody else?
I can give it a try. Does it... Oh, why do I could take my 20, right? Or is it too late for that? To stabilize him.
I'll tell you what, I'll let you take your 20, why not?
Okay, I'm going to take the 20 to get Kellic up and walking.
So, Kellic, you are,
Immediately throw up.
yeah, and you still don't feel good.
Gonna cough and I'm gonna look up at the, like, still shaking with sweat coming down my face. I'm gonna look up at the assassin. It's like, tear your spine out from your back, coward.
Don't do that. You're poisoned. You're going to die.
It's like I try to move, but then I just fall into the sand. Just shaking.
I help you up and pop your arm over my shoulder and keep you standing. A wise
need-
warrior, it picks its time. You are in no fighting shape.
We need to go. Ahmed. Let's
Please,
go.
my friends, you can see the pyramid. You lead.
Oh, goody.
I huff and curse in primordial, and then I tag Kellic along. And I keep
Pretty.
an eye on the assassin.
And
Hey, Dave. I won that bet.
I'm just dragging the axe behind me, just kind of limply, just like trying to step.
who's holding the child?
I'm just leaving the child now. Fuck the child.
I'm not strong enough to carry a child. Not even remotely.
Are we so
I'm
far
just
away
gonna-
from the orc camp?
I'm gonna turn to Fasha and say, I can. The child's important.
I could try and drag the child by like a bandage length, but I just ripped that out of a dirty shirt. I don't think it's gonna work.
You could
Just
pick
a
him
baby.
up potentially by the armor, pick him up in your beak.
But
I don't
the-
want to carry him like that.
Are we taking this child to the temple?
wait, the assassins and orcs are enemies. Are we going to drag this poor toddler over to their temple? Really?
We could convert him.
We are not barbarians like the orcs. I would not kill a child.
This
Someone
place
say
is
you
sounding
carry him
worse
so
than
they
the other.
can repeat it.
I mean, why don't you carry him?
Why don't you carry him?
You
No,
outlanders.
why don't you carry him?
No, why don't you carry him?
Dave.
You outlanders disgust me. And he takes the child and puts him on the horse.
Dave is gonna go hopping and skipping across the desert towards the pyramid.
No, I'm holding Kellic up.
Well. Shall we? I like your spirit.
I'm just staring daggers at this assassin. Just thinking about all the things I want to do to
Poison
him.
daggers.
So Forja and Kellic both so...
So let's head to the pyramid. With a child.
to the pyramids, it is.
Well, I mean, the assassin could just drop it off on the camp on the way through. I don't. That's like a non-Dave problem. Dave can't deal with the child right now. Dave is
It might-
like moving towards roof.
Do you think they'll be angry if we steal a child? I feel like they'd be angry if they steal a child.
The child would be dead if he had not been there.
As you begin to march, you march for a fair while until night descends on the desert. He doesn't make any move to stop, but you guys will be weary, especially Kellic.
There's a few points where I pass out, I'm sure.
Oh,
Dave will try and help Kellic if she thinks he's gonna fall over too much. But she's super weak, so don't expect too much.
Frodo's putting up a good fight and trying to get him along, but she's also not exactly strong physically.
Fortune, do you want to take a break? I'll carry him for a bit.
That would be most appreciated. Shall we switch then?
Okay.
Or maybe we should take a break.
Yeah, okay.
The night will freeze the sand and it will be hard walking. I say to the assassin.
That is fair. If you do not have the training, I suppose you would find it hard.
These strangers are not used to the desert. You want them to live to hear your precious prophecy, right?
I am only to deliver them.
Yes, but those who sent you want them to hear it. How well will they hear if they die from exhaustion?
You
I
know
mean,
that-
maybe we're wanted dead or alive.
No, I suppose you speak the truth, demon from.
I look around for some form of campground. Is it survival? Would you say?
Yeah, sure.
It's a net one.
All you can see is sand dunes all around.
I suppose this is a good place. And I look down.
Oh, you think? Okay, I think I'm better with my survival.
It was a long day for me as
Is this a good place to rest, or is there somewhere better?
It's as good as any other.
On an 18, it is as good as any other. You can pick out a certain dune that's less likely to fall over onto you. But yeah.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure none of us have a tent.
I do actually. I
Wait,
did
you have a
grab my backpack. Yeah. I have some. Yes, I do.
How many people does it fit?
Well, normally it only fits myself.
Right, so we need to try and find something that fits 4 normal-sized people, a large person, and a small child.
No, Dave.
To Dave.
Maybe we can improvise with bedrolls. Do you have something like that with you?
Yeah, I got a bedroll, but I suppose we could sleep out. under
Yeah,
the
I'm going
stars.
to get the fire going. I say. It will be cold. Very, very, very cold. I don't like the desert by night.
I don't like the desert at all. It's okay. I think the desert is okay.
Good. I say I create the fire. And with my last spell slot, I create good berries again. And I'm going to share them with the group. So those of you who lost hit points will regain some.
Oh, many hit points.
It's 10 berries, so I'd say maybe 4. Yeah, 4 for you and 2 for the others.
Dave only needs 1, if that helps.
Ah, okay, then
And she
1
has
for Dave. And I will share the other. Have you been hurt, Lucian?
Physically or emotionally?
Physically. I look you over. We have gushing wounds. I give you 1 berry because it feeds 1 person a day. And I will keep 2 for myself and give the rest to Kellic because he looks really bad. And I keep 1 and I look at the assassin. It is impolite to not share. And I hand 1 over, or I offer it on my palm. Will he take it?
He puts one hand to his chest, upturns his hand, and bows, accepting the gift.
I give it. I put it on his hand then.
and he returns a water skin.
I bow and take the water skin and I hand it over to the others because I don't really need water. Oh, and
thank
one
you.
berry for the child. Of course.
Is there water in the water skin?
There is.
Damn. It's a beautiful song, Dave.
Cheeky bastard.
It's one of those ones with mature lyrics. Would you like a drink?
She like grabs it and she's just like emptying it down her gullet. And then she's kind of taking a little bird bath in it. She's
I hope you weren't planning on drinking any more water.
I can create water in the morning.
You can create water?
Yes, I am the daughter of the desert. She gave me the gift of creating water, even though I don't need it, but it is useful in trading with others who do need it.
I like you.
I like you too. I say and ruffle your feathers.
Kelly,
gives-
you okay, buddy?
How well am I off right now?
So mentally you feel fine, but your stomach feels like it has a snake sliding around the inside of it, and your bones feel like jelly.
So I'm just not gonna say anything, and I'm just gonna stare up at the sky. Just flat on my back at this point.
I would offer you water, but Dave.
Dave like looks in and hopes there's some more in the bottom.
So, what are the rules for the desert? Do you take shifts? Is there much things out here that can...
Well, there are worms and scorpions and snakes and assassins and orcs and jackals and hyena and sand sharks. And I start listing up all the dangerous things that I can come up with. It is a very dangerous place, so we should put out the guard, if that is what you're asking.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah.
By the
I
way,
will
don't
take-
make him an assassin. He's sitting right there.
I was listing the orcs as well, and given the circumstances, depending on what we find ourselves in, we are very dangerous, maybe to others as well, depending.
Oh, yeah, we're very dangerous.
When I get my strength back, assassin, my axe will find your head and separate it from the rest of your body.
Yes, perhaps then, dear friend, you will attack me in a fair fight rather than trying to spring on me like a coward.
Fair enough.
Shit, son.
With a proper challenge, you mean?
Indeed, as I offered before he sprung on me.
Well, as soon as I get my strength back, I challenge you.
I accept.
Dave would like to spend a moment while they're talking, look around and look for a high place.
Top of a dune's the best you're gonna get at the minute.
Dave is gonna march up the top of the dune. She is going to pit it down, check her landing. She's going to make a running leap and attempt her nightly ritual of trying to fly.
It's so
This
sad.
This can only go well.
Wow. All this gold
Would you
is
like me to
for
take any
me?
checks, Karan?
Thank you, Dave.
Do you know what? Why don't you just give us a description of what happens?
So it kind of starts off badly because she's running on semi-loose sand that has been blown here by the wind onto the top of this dune. So her feet are kind of scrabbling, and she kind of hits the edge, and she just ends up kind of going tail feather over beak and just tumbling down. And at the end, she kind of makes a leap to try and make it look a little bit better, but also just to make sure the wings still aren't working. And as usual, they're not working. And she ends up sat at the bottom of the sand dune, sandy and depressed.
Would I be fit to keep watch at this point?
I'm watching. I offer take the first watch. You all look very exhausted. You should sleep.
Oh my goodness, this has all just been one day, hasn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
There's a lot that's happened.
Oh yes.
Dave lets out a sad lament of up on the roof.
I have have a very nice fire going toward of the chill of the desert night, and I look around.
Getting cold.
Yeah.
No one
I-
did grab the scorpion corpse, did they?
We're not pulling a
But I have
taunt.
this, I say, and hand you my roast scorpion.
Can I keep it down?
Maybe a constitution save.
Yeah. With advantage, I'm sure. Because I'm still poisoned.
Yeah, do you know what? We'll use your disadvantage for this, yeah.
16.
Hey.
On a
Wow.
16, keep a stiff upper lip. Borgia, as you begin to settle down and take watch, you notice something sticky in the sand. You can see sand is stuck to the side of it.
Oh. What do you mean with sticky?
It's like a small sphere, like a bauble.
Okay. Is it right next to me or a bit farther away?
Where you sit down, it's right next to you. You would have not
Okay.
noticed it otherwise. It's more like
So
a marble than a...
I could just brush it away, right? I pick it up, whatever it is.
It's sort of
Look at
like a cross between a marble and a boiled sweet. It's got that sort of texture.
No.
Slightly sticky.
Can I make a nature check to find out what it is?
Sure, why not?
That's a natural 20. 2 natural 20.
Double natural 20. On a double
Damn.
natural 20, this is a magical item.
Ooh.
You know that it can affect healing spells if digested.
So if you would eat it, it would heal you, or if someone would cast a spell on you, it would heal you more.
It depends on your constitution roll.
I'm going to keep that, and I will give it to
Only healing magic.
only healing magic. I don't have so many hit points myself, but I think I'm going to keep it and wait till morning till my spell slots, till I regained my spell slots, and I'm going to try to heal Kellic with that one.
So what, you're going to eat it and then try and heal Gellic?
If
the
that's how it works, yeah. Or do I have to give it to him and heal him then when he ingested it?
No, it's the caster.
That gets... okay, I see. Yeah, I'm going to try that then. When I feel my power return in the morning, when the sun rises,
Okay.
I will eat it and try to heal Kellic.
So you guys rest for the night. Everyone except for Kellic can restore back to normal health.
Dave, over the course of the evening, huddles up closer and closer to Lucian and Bowser. Like, wherever there's body heat, she is slowly, like, wedging herself closer and closer in a little fluffy black birdie ball.
I will have my fingers lit up, and they shed warmth like a torch. Closer to you, and I'm going to eat this very gross thing. I hope I can keep it down.
So as your teeth touch it, it crunches like it feels like, though it looks sticky, it feels slimy and goopy, and it's got a slight like crust under the skin that breaks in your mouth, and this sort of like warm, acidic fluid
Okay.
bursts into your mouth. Could you
Gross.
please make me a Constitution save?
Oh no.
It sort of tastes like cactus.
That's a 9.
On a 9, you feel your healing magic. Well, first of all, your gag reflex is definitely triggered, and secondly, you can feel your healing magic. It's not so strong.
Okay. Not stronger than normally.
No.
I pat the sand beside me. I'm still sitting down and say, "Thank you, mother. It was a good try." But I still will get up and go over to Kellic and put my hands on him, and I will cast Cure Wounds on first level because that's the only thing I have.
Please do so.
Oh, the joys of being level 1.
Oh,
And dueling
doesn't-
assassins.
It doesn't really do it, even though I click it. Should I just roll d8 and add my spell?
Yeah, add your wisdom modifier.
Impossible.
Let's look at this binary.
I think the SRD's broken on a couple of spells at the moment.
Yeah.
That's 8 hit points that you
Ah.
will regain.
Works for me.
And if this
Please roll 1d4.
1d4. Mhm. And hey!
It's only 4 heals. Heals.
Ah! I feel cheated. I ate this terrible thing.
well. Back up to 6, guys. Am I still weak? And still very,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You can do me a favor, rather than putting those 4 hit points on your regular hit points, you can put them on your temporary, please.
Gotcha.
So your current HP is still at 1, but you have temporary hit points.
Lovely.
If you prepare... I can also create water, I said to the others, but if I do so, I can only cast fire and no healing this day. How badly do you need water?
Everyone make me a con save. Let's see how the sun affected you yesterday.
Ooh.
I think Roll20 is playing up. The music stopped at my end now.
Oh,
Yeah, for me
Dave.
too.
Yeah.
Oh dear,
Dave.
double
poor
one.
Dave.
Like, Dave was suffering yesterday.
There it goes.
Dave is a city bird, not used to all this outdoors desert business.
Thank you, guys.
So they really feel bad, right?
Thank you, Isriver, for that donation. I'll make a note of it. I'm not sure when it will come into effect, but I'll make a note of it next to his character.
So please get out everything you have that can catch water. Water skins, pots, pans, whatever.
Chat does
And
not like you, Slate.
Dave will pull out her water skin and make sad, pathetic sounds.
okay, as soon as all the vessels that could hold water are around, and I also look at the assassin and say, I'm going to create water. If you need water and have something to catch it with, please put it down here.
He holds up a hand and says,
Wow,
to waste
that
water
golden
is
for me. Thank you, you guys.
a terrible crime.
We are not going to waste it. I'm going to create it so they can drink it and don't
Yes.
die from thirst.
I would be offended if we were to spill any, though.
Can we have some, I don't know, some kind of oiled cloth or something to catch the water in?
I have a water skin that's on me, but that's it.
I
Kellic,
have a big iron pot.
Yeah.
make me another constitution save.
Oh no.
Thank you very much for that donation, Isra.
It's a 13.
On a 13, you begin to cough. And you know that snake that I said was in your gut?
Yeah.
It's working its way up through your stomach, back up your digestive system, and making its
What?
way back up out of your mouth.
Wait. I'm gonna like weakly like shove my hand in my mouth to try to make me myself gag to get this thing, whatever it is, out.
That moment when the DM goes silent.
Yep.
Never a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
The snake bites you as it leaves your stomach, covered in acid.
I'm down again. I just like you see me like stand up, try to put my hand in my mouth. You see me go like and I just like I freeze up just like and I just immediately just fall face first into the sand.
And a snake slowly works its way out of his mouth and comes out onto its body, onto his body.
Do I need to make a death save now?
Yeah, make me a death save.
Can we flick the snake off him
I'll just shoot it.
No,
with
I
the
failed.
scimitar or something?
I failed.
I'll just shoot it.
You hit it,
It's on his body. You're going to shoot it when it's crawling on him.
and you shoot it, and it's pinned to the sand 5 feet behind Kellic.
I swear I don't know how
Hey.
I'm doing.
Kent Hyde, this was a donation, okay? It's not that I hate Kellic. Isriva donated £5 for bad things. This is the worst I could think of in a pinch.
Do I still have the vial?
You do.
Pour a little bit more into his mouth.
Be careful.
That is a poison. That's not healing.
Make me another death save, Kellic.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I think this is deciding
Save.
for today.
On that save, you are back at 1 HP.
Oh, okay.
We're being way too nice about this. This concerns me.
For the fact that it's the first episode.
Yeah.
Grand Adventure campaign. How did he die? Snake.
No more info.
I look confused around me. Do I create water? Do I heal him? What am I going to do with all of you? This is...
I don't really know much about him, but I'm pretty sure at this point he needs to become a cleric. He needs God. I mean, the way he's going, he needs all of them.
The only god there is here is the desert. I say I kneel down and put my hand on Kellic and I'm going to heal him
As
again.
as Falja is doing that, Dave doesn't understand how magic works, but she really wants Kellic to come back to life. So she's gonna be, I am Kellic Bonewalker, and she's gonna like chant his introduction until he comes back to life. She's gonna try and summon him with his words.
Do I have to do another
Forja, as you go
constitution?
to cast this spell, it's the same sort of feeling as when you've been out drinking all night and you go to drink water in the morning, but it still tastes like tequila. You get that
Wow,
same
all this
sensation.
gold for me? Thank you, guys.
And As you do so, I need you to make another Constitution save, please.
Okay.
Also, Scrap, was there an outcome for rolling double nat ones on the con save for?
That's another 9.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there will be. Oh yeah.
Okay.
So I guess roll 1d4 like the last time because I rolled the exact same thing.
1d4.
Ay. That's a 1. Does he stabilize at least?
He stabilizes.
This shouldn't be wizard and wardrobe. This should be snakes and stabilization.
Thank you very much, Isra, for that donation. As more snakes appear out of the sand, we'll make it. Someone roll me a 1d8.
Sure will. I mean,
Mission successful. Episode 1.
2.
2 snakes appear out of the ground and dash towards the party.
Oh, dear.
I would like to firebolt a snake, please.
Please make me an initiative roll.
Sure will. 10.
And a 19 for me.
And Lucian, there we go.
I'm
so-
always last.
Yeah, seems that way. Forja.
Yes, I will use my fire to attack one of the snakes. And I will try to hit it. But I guess a 7 will not do the trick.
7 will miss, I'm afraid.
I guess as much. But I will get up. And I stand protectively over Kelleck's unconscious body.
And next is the snakes. So one of them leaps towards Forja as she moves, and it hits you for. Ooh,
Oh dear, that's crit, right?
that's a crit. Yeah.
That's...
Why?
9,
Six.
13, 2
Yeah,
piercing damage and 11 poison damage.
I'm down. I have
This
only
desert
I'm level 1. I have
sucks.
only 11 points.
The second snake dives towards Dave.
This is the worst.
Does a 12 hit your armor class?
It sure does. Wait, does it? No, it doesn't.
No, it
Even
doesn't.
without mage armor, it doesn't. Ha ha! I'm Dexy. Bad snake.
Next.
Yeah, this is why we're not staying in the desert anymore.
Next is Dave.
Alright, Dave is going to
The chat is absolutely out for blood as well, by the way. They're trying to vote to make them giant snakes.
Oh
What?
my
Maybe if
god.
they get
Stop it! It's the first episode!
maybe if they get retweets on our live tweet up to like 20, then they can have that. But until then, Dave is going to do Green Flame Blade, and I'm going to use my crit on the attack.
Yeah, and you've got a
I
crit
said that
bonus.
before I saw the roll.
Yep.
So,
That's-
so that's the piercing damage goes to the snake that's like right on top of me, and the fire damage leaps the 5 foot to the other snake.
Oof. Okay, so with that, you will slay both snakes. As Forgia drops into a heap on top of Kelleck's body.
Maybe I am the chosen one.
And I would like to say that if she's unconscious, the fire goes out and her hair looks just like red, normal human hair.
Dave is going to leap over to Forja and search for berries. She knows there are berries that heal, and she's looking as hard as she can to like find them so she can put them in Forja's mouth and do the fixing.
I was gonna say I love how you say for healing because I thought immediately it was loot the corpse.
No, she's looking for the
like
good
a
berries.
vulture. So yeah, I'm gonna flavour it that you can indeed find good berries on Forja's body.
I find them and I stuff them all in her mouth and like use her jaw to like munch them.
Forja, how many do you put in?
As many as will fit in her mouth.
So you will regain 10 hit points.
Yay!
Mmm, tasty.
And we end
What is going on?
we end our premiere, the first episode of Wizards and Wardrobes, with the assassin standing amazed, shaking his head
At this display. I can understand that.
at the display.
I hugged Dave.
I
This
like
first
you.
episode should literally just be called "What the hell is going on?"
Welcome to the desert, I suppose. I was going to say welcome to the jungle.
Yeah.
That was last time.
So,
Oh.
you guys, let's go around and hear what you think. What's your favourite moment from the premiere? How do you feel about the other characters? And try not to use too much cussing. We'll go in reverse camera order this time, so we'll start with Charlie. I think we started with Charlie last time. Charlie!
Wait, I thought we started with me.
Yeah, but the cameras have moved around. I can't follow the cameras, I'm confused.
Cameras are everywhere. I had the best time. I am so happy to be playing with this crew. And this desert is rough. And I am already regretting not playing a divine character. My control freak always makes me play divine characters because I know I can heal and I know I can help. And here's Dave and she can't do any of those things. Favorite moments, I loved Kalik with the stare off against the orc. I loved Lucian being Lucian in all situations. Happy to be a Titan. Is it Titan? No, a Triton. That's the word. 1 second and the next second being yeah, don't dunk me underwater, bro. Don't do it. And I love that Faja is our guide and Tahina is the best with the improv with getting us the information. I'm sure you fed her some info, but she's just so naturally delivers about her mother desert, and it's really so evocative and scrap as ever. Crazy world, crazy times, crazy voices, and I appreciate it muchly. So yes, I loved all of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I did try and make Ahmed different to Ken.
I was just being a brat, don't mind me.
Yeah.
If people want to see me playing this week, I am on Encounter Roleplay tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for some Grimdark Warhammer with Scrat's better half, Alice. On Thursday, I'm on a Young Geeks channel playing some more 5e. I think that's it for this week. I think those are my games for this week. Yes, please do check those out. And if you're not checking those out, come over here, check out what Scrat is putting out because he is on all week doing amazing stuff too. So
Thanks, Charlie. Next up, we have Slade. Oh, hi, Slade. How's the rain treating you?
Oh, it's bucketing down. But yeah, what a premiere! There's nothing not normal. It started with desert, then worms, then scorpions, then children. Children were the worst.
Don't forget snakes.
Yeah. How could I? And apparently I'm prophesied. And I'm just going to play into that and see what chaos that's going to happen. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm genuinely excited to play. But yes, hi, I'm Slade, Crit Dice Gaming, mostly known for the Dungeon Master for the Witcher Genesis. So you find me on Twitter at Crit Dice or Twitch, Crit Dice Gaming. So if you want to check me out, that's where you'll find me.
Thank you. And next up, we have a very peeved-looking Chorus RPG.
Oh, I'm good. I'm just like the good kind of salt that you get sometimes, where you're just like
on a pretzel.
like upset, but at the same time not upset. It's just like, well, this is happening. But no, it was great. My favorite part was Lucian trying to get the kids up the rocks just so Kellic could help him up. That was great. I love this team. This is some good stuff. I hate assassins. I hate assassins so much. Every time I play D&D, they're always a bad time, but it's always good. It's good. But God damn it, Scrat. But yeah, this was great. This was great. You guys can find me on twitter.com/Koros RPG, and on Twitch TV by the same name. That's COROS RPG. When I stream, I play RPGs and a lot of D&D based stuff. This week starting up again on Wednesday because it's been E3 for the past few days. I'm going to be streaming every night at 6 o'clock, except for Tuesday. But Wednesday through Friday and Saturday up until next Wednesday, I'm going to be giving all donations that come through to the depression and bipolar support association. Trying to give back to a good cause because of what went down with Bourdain. I also have my own D&D show, Firelight, which will be on Saturday at 1 p.m. with Scrat himself as the first guest, and it's going to be a one-on-one one-shot where we run his character a trick shot through his own personalized story.
Trick shot Charlie Kendall. At your service.
And we will see if this man remembers what it is to be a good man, or will he descend into being a monster? Let's see how that goes.
Welcome, Raiders. You've caught us right at the very end as we wrap up. I was literally just planning to go and raid the Greyhawk channel myself. Hi, you guys. Welcome. We've just completed the first premiere of our show, and we're going to hear from Forgia. So, Forgia, Tahina, maybe you could give us a recap of the episode for the Raiders, as well as your information.
Gladly. Yeah. I'm playing Forja Flamehair, a Fire Genasi druid who has been born by the desert. And we are on this desert plain that is a bit like Tatooine, or if you know the threefold lands from the Wheel of Time, where the Aiel live, like that. And last time I played a prequel, and Scrat dropped 4 strangers in my lap, and I brought them to the orcs, and they fought very valiantly in the arena and then disappeared. And he dropped me right into that scene again. And the orcs were not pleased that their chosen warriors disappeared. And lo and behold, there were 3 new strangers dropping in. And I really, really loved the interaction. It's a great crew. I'm very honored and pleased to be part of it. And we had the standoff, or they had a standoff, and I creeped up from behind as Kalek, who is a Goliath barbarian, right? Was very brave and honorable as he was challenging the orcs, and Lucian was sitting under a table trying to hide and shooing poor Dave Tulip Kenku out from underneath it. And I loved as she huddled under that rug and then came up, and it was like a cave. I really liked that first scene. In the end, the orcs went off to hunt some assassins because they are in a fight, and they are warring with them basically. And while we were standing there waiting and debating maybe fighting in the arena, proving our worth, Kelek went off to hunt some food, and he found a very nice axe and a purple worm. And I would like to emphasize that we are level 1. So he ran as fast as he could back to us, and we were running as well, searching higher ground and something that's stone, so the purple worm could not come up from the ground. And there were the orc children, and the orcs in this setting, they are a little bit different. They're even more, they have this warrior culture, and even children are fighting, and there are no old orcs because they all die in battle, basically, because normally they are not being picked up and taken with. So we had Kelek and Lucian handing children up, and children biting them because they're not used to being handed up and stuff like that. It was very exciting. And on that rock, we fought off snakes and scorpions and all the other nasty beasties that you can't find in the desert. And when we were coming down from the rock, we had the conversation where Forja brought him up to speed about the land and the factions. And we were talking about going to the pyramid where the assassins reside and maybe kill them all because they are the party's goal. They have been brought here by some wizard who is not exactly delighted with the assassins, I guess. And while we were discussing killing them, an assassin crept up from behind, like, you will not find that easy. And kind of attacked the assassin, which I wholeheartedly agreed, or Forja did not mind, let's put it like that. But the assassin unfortunately had better reflexes, and he poisoned our brave and valiant barbarian. And we basically made a deal to come with and hear them out because Lucian, he's blue-skinned, he's tiefling, but they think he might be a Triton, and he could be the chosen one from the prophecy. And they wanted to train him, I guess. And so we are now coming all with, and I'm mostly with them because I saw the sign of a phoenix rising out of dust. And I think that's very special. And I want Kelek not to die. So we have to get the antidote to this assassin poison. And that means going with them. And eating nasty stuff that you find in the set.
Yeah, thank you so much for the donations today, guys. They were so interestingly flavored. That was most interesting. But as we play out, I'm looking around, and I think we're gonna head over across, and we're gonna say hello to Susanna Grace tonight. She's playing Vampire. It's not D&D, but she is one of our community, and we should definitely go and support her. But before we do, if you guys want to get involved, these are the links you need. Discord is where we share our artwork. We talk about D&D, including rules and character creation, and this is the academy. So whenever you need help, you can come in, and the community will help you. It's a lovely community. If you want to come and play in a one shot, hit me up on Twitter. Send me a DM, and I'll get you into a game. I run games every day. I'll go through my schedule in just a moment. But pretty much every day I run games. So, you know, I can get you a game. And YouTube is where you can catch up on all the episodes, which is what I'm going to go and update now so that I can catch up over the weekend because I haven't had a chance to do it yet.
Can I plug one thing?
Yes, of course. Sorry, I didn't mean to. You gave all that lovely thing. Yeah. Go for it.
You find me at Tahina_Andale on Twitter. And I, when I'm not playing here, I'm playing over at Fumbles and Fames channel. And I'm going to have my Dungeon Master live stream premiere this Sunday. Because it's Women in Tabletop Gaming, I'm going to lead all-female cast through my homebrew world, Steranesti. And Alice, Skradicus' lovely and very talented wife, is going to be one of the cast. And we are going to deal with not a heist, because everyone is doing that nowadays. We are going to deal with the aftermath of a heist. Because someone has to clean up when someone steals the treasure, right?
I can't wait to hear that. I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. Sunday night, right?
It's Sunday, yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing in part 2 as well.
Yeah, she's going to be playing with me on the 30th. That's Saturday in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
So come over, watch my homebrew world, and it's the first time that I Dungeon Master in not my native language and online.
So, yeah, I've already done my bits. That's it. I also have a Patreon. You guys, we recently hit our first goal. You guys should check that out. And our new logo, the logo that you can see around, is now available on Redbubble to put on t-shirts and things. I'm going to have one very soon. They are now apostrophed. They are now correct, so it's too late to get a misprint if you wanted one. We're going to go over and we're going to say hi to Susanna Grace, whose name I can spell.
One N.
Sorry?
One N.
Yeah, one N. That's it. That's the tricky bit. But as we fade out, we'll put on some tunes. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed the first... That's the wrong username. God damn it.
Do you want a link, Scrap?
Nice, good, I got it. So thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. As I said in chat at one point, yeah, it's a big old world and not everything's going to be your level. And you guys certainly discovered that today. my favourite bit was almost certainly Kellic standing up to the orcs. It was a shock move for me. I wasn't sure what kind of character Kellic would be, and it really worked. So, thank you guys. Remember to keep evoking emotions, and we'll see you again next time. Bye!
Bye, guys.
Bye.